The Austin City Council convened for a two-day joint workshop with city executives to jumpstart the new year with strategic planning. The group developed a working draft of citywide outcomes to focus on for the next 3 to 5 years.
Respecting where we've come from and using that information to greatly inform how we move forward, but also not limiting our perspective to what we are capable of. So bringing all those different pieces together.
The difference that you're trying to make.
And what are the different steps we're taking to get there?
That would take into account the affordability aspect of it.
Gathering everybody's ideas, their input.
That would be directly under here, as I heard the proposal.
All these perspectives, it's not easy to bring them together and try to synthesize them.
A combination of 90. We're going to use the time exactly as we've just designated.
Into combined thoughts.
It's the creeks that run through our city. We want to preserve and protect them.
That's what we're really dealing with here in Austin, is that we're having congestion.
I think there needs to be more clarification when we talk about poverty.
It gives everyone a very clear line of sight as to what are we aiming for? What are our goals as an organization, as a community?
We have the city council.
You know, it seems to me we could do that for every one of them.
It's about as much reliability in travel time as the length of travel time.
But how do we make sure that we are still seeing that canary in the coal mine?
And the city's executive staff.
There's segments of our community can't access those.
Gathering together.
Specifically housing, to me, that I think is real important.
Is it going to help us get us towards this goal?
To actually see if we can come up with a strategic plan for the city.
Right, what's the way people could actually understand whether this is happening or not? Not just how they feel, but what's sort of the evidence?
Our city itself has not had one for who knows how long, and it's about time we do.
Now that we've had this most recent election,
You cannot measure homelessness with one metric.
It seemed like an appropriate time for this new 10-1 council to rethink, reevaluate, or start all over with a new strategic direction for the city.
I think having some that are brand new, some that have been here just for a couple of years, some have been here for many years, having that combination of perspectives is really important and really helpful to this process, because there are individuals that are able to provide some historical insight.
As fast as they're being torn down in our city now, we won't have much built environment to say once there was a proud people that lived here.
In combination with folks that are able to provide a really fresh, new perspective.
We don't want to turn people away because they're poor. What we want is for that person to not be trapped in the bottom quintile of income for the rest of their life.
It's important for the council and to staff to be aligned on what are the real priorities that we need to work on first.
What I want to do is 2 changes to this proposal.
A strategic plan is incredibly important to the citizens, to the council itself, and to the entire workforce.
So we're good? You're good?
Having a strategic plan means that we know how to focus our attention on how we spend our money, what programs we do, where our staff spends its time.
I don't see that captured under what we're talking about.
It's important that that strategic plan reflect what the community's priorities are.
I choose to have a 45-minute commute. I just want to make sure it's 45 minutes every time I get in the car.
Our community has looked at us and said, this is not an affordable place for too many of us to live. This is not a city where we can all move around. As we set our priorities in this city, preserving and protecting the spirit and soul of this city, we need to focus on the priorities that are most important, and that's what this process is about.
Work will continue over the next few months to refine the strategic outcomes. The city is also creating a roadmap for engaging the community and employees in the new initiative.